On to another story that made the headlines tonight. SriLankan Airlines has given the entire in-flight duty-free process to Phoenix duty-free services without following a tender procedure. This revelation was made at the Presidential Commission of Inquiry today. Newsfirst.lk Farzan reports.
Ferdinand, the in-flight services manager at SriLankan Airlines, said in 2011, when tenders were called to supply perfumes and cosmetics for duty-free sales, several bidders had come forward and they included Phoenix Rising Ventures, International Sales Group and King Power Limited. International Sales Group, however, had highlighted none of their partners or affiliated companies were permitted to bid for this particular tender using its name or brand. Surprisingly, Phoenix Rising Ventures had submitted a tender stating it was in the business for 20 years through International Sales Group and its affiliated companies. Another surprising factor was that the letters submitted by PRV from suppliers authorizing PRV to sell their goods were identically worded, and the only difference was the signature and the name of the supplier. All letters stated PRV was the winner of the Sri Lankan Airlines contract and they are interested in supplying their goods, but the letter of intent is not a contract. It appears Phoenix Rising Ventures had informed the suppliers they had won the tender even before the tender was opened. As the senior tender board had recommended to award the tender to PRV, an offer letter was sent to them requesting them to accept, sign and return the document. A factor that came to light at the commission was Sri Lankan Airlines had made their initial purchase order of the duty-free goods before even signing an agreement. This particular contract was only for a period of 6 months. 1 month later, rather than reverting to the offer, PRV had sent a proposal addressed to the chairman of Sri Lankan Airlines, Nishantha Wickramasinghe, and CEO Kapila Chandrasena. PRV had proposed to move away from only supplying fragrances and cosmetics and wanted Sri Lankan Airlines to outsource the entire duty-free program to them for a period of 7 years. The proposal, though addressed by PRV, says the process will be taken care of by Phoenix Duty-Free Services based in Sri Lanka and was signed by Dilan Weerasinghe as the CEO. PRV had given the proposal directly to the chairman and CEO of Sri Lankan Airlines and they had handed it to the board of directors for approval. It had been simply approved by the board, deviating from the usual norm of following a tender procedure. Another surprising factor was that at the same time, King Power Limited, which is chaired by Rakita Jayawardena, had also submitted an alternative proposal similar to what was submitted by PRV. Despite prevailing public outcry, the questioning of witnesses at the Presidential Commission of Inquiry led much to be desired of. The people saw how Prime Minister Ranil Wickramasinghe, Ministers Kabir Hashim and Malik Samar Wickrama were questioned with kid gloves on. To add insult to injury, it was reported that a commissioner's family member worked for MP Harsha De Silva based at Temple Trees while the inquiry was still going on. Following the conclusion of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry, there were allegations of the Commission report making its way to a certain residence before it was released. Subsequently, certain names were withheld for ostensibly secrecy considerations, and the President's Secretary proceeded to archive parts of the Bond Commission report for reasons best known to him. It is in the light of this tomfoolery and displaced public trust that a commission was appointed to investigate Sri Lankan Airlines. We as journalists continue to report the day's proceedings from the Presidential Commission of Inquiry. Our only hope is that in the days, weeks and months to come, we won't have to report on similar tactics of aversion and mischief. The Commission, commissioners and all those involved must remember that they will be judged by the public. You can fool some of the people all of the time, all of the people some of the time, but never all of the people all of the time.